Hello and welcome to today's free trading video and market analysis. I'm your host, Kenny, Senior Research Analyst with the MiniAnalyst.com. The first thing we're going to look at here is a chart of the market. This is the mini S&P 500 futures contract with the last print of 1063.25, up 17.25 on the day, this being Wednesday, the 16th of September. And as you can see, the bulls have just been in total control ever since we talked last time. We did mention that in looking at our underlying dynamics here, our proprietary indicators, if you look at last Wednesday, look at this huge move, bottomed out around 990 on this day. This, of course, was the third. This was the prior Thursday, and as you can see, full bullishness here, all green. All green means all buy all the time. Little bitty retracements here into the trend. Just great buying opportunities for the intraday moves and amazing opportunities even to get in for the inter-day moves. As you can see here, just carrying over from day to day. Full bullish bias, full green. We'll scroll back in. Had a little bit of a hiccup on Friday as we hit the right around the 1050 level, went up to around 1045. A little bit of bearishness here, but as you can see, full bullishness there, and not too much of a bearish indication there. And actually, by the finish, it was full bullish. Bear trap would be on the ensuing open, which was the 14th Monday. Great buying opportunity, as you can see. Not much bearishness going on. Did have a little bit there, but just a great buying opportunity was this extreme move. Full bullishness here, and even by the end of the day on Monday, as we reclaimed the trend, broke the new intraday highs right here. As you can see, full bullishness here. Just suggested the move was going to continue. That was around 1040, and of course that was about 1025 additional points to the downside. Or to the upside, I should say, for the bulls. So another great opportunity and as you can see, where are we now? Full bullishness, quadruple threat, as bullish as we ever have been, around 1062. However, having said that, if you go over and look at the daily, which we can do right here, this is one of our swings actually. This is one of the earliest systems ever developed, the Russell system 1.0. That and the S&P system 2.0, as you can see, catching monstrous moves. Long down here around 990. Of course, 70 points to the long side for that great venerable system. About the same situation here, long 555, so a nice 70 points, 45, actually 60 points. For the move right there, as you can see, long down here for the S&P system 2.0 for 70-point moves. That's the reason we're looking at our swing portfolios, namely the Swinger DT and the Delta B, which we follow nightly, have been just outstanding. We'll look at that in a second. But having said that, we're going to look at a daily chart of the market. There's our grind and a nice long setup today around 1050. Nice 10-point gain for the grind. There's 3 winners, 2. Essentially 1 loser, but we're trying to make it to the daily. There we go. We're going to take a look at the daily chart. Problem is we're running into some pretty serious resistance right here, right where we are at 1067 on the cash market. This is the daily cash market. Having said that, we are fully bullish for all intents and purposes. All intents and purposes, actually. As you can see, fully bullish from a price technical perspective, from a trend following perspective, from a momentum perspective. Intermediate term bullish has also come into the fray to support the short term bullish bias here. Once again, it went to gray status actually for a short term while. Same picture from a directional movement perspective. Fully bullish is the case. Only thing is we do have some pretty serious resistance right here around 1067. Could have an outside shot to get to 1100 and then follow with the retracement. But as we've mentioned often, all these pullbacks are simply great buying opportunities in the market. And as you can see, we've had an amazing recovery in the market, and it's certainly enjoyable to see, even as traders, because we certainly participate in those moves. And we'll look at that right here. As you can see, just over the last 20 days, we did mention the Swinger DT up $22,265, a 75% return for the Swinger DT portfolio. Look at the Delta B there, really participating nicely in our swing systems. 68.2% return over the last 20 days for the Delta B. There should actually be, just in the last 3 days alone, actually we can look at here's today, 29.70 for the Delta B. at present. This, of course, is live at 2:20 Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. 25.05, 25.42.50 for the Swinger DT portfolio. Those at print were 25.32.50, so they're essentially right where they were at print about an hour ago. Outstanding today is the MAP DT version 4.0 HR, up 15%, $3,700 is that portfolio, so that's doing very well today. But as you can see, over the last few days, and particularly here, the Swinger DT up almost 90% over the last 47 days, almost 90%, as actually leading the pack of all of our portfolios. Now, of course, you go out a little bit further, and our day traders take over, given their impressive run. But the MAP DT, of course, hanging in as always at 67.65% over the last 47 days. Over the last 80 days, of course, the dual day trader ES up 215% essentially. 213.5%, so just an astounding portfolio. Of course, you can take advantage of this dual day trader ES20, which we can actually look at in a second. We're going to have a promotion on the dual day trader ES20, which is essentially 4 units of the dual day trader ES. And so you can multiply this figure times 4 over the last 80 days, so you get about $43,000 in gains over the last 80 days for the dual day trader ES, which is essentially a $20,000 portfolio. Having said that, the swings, of course, are outperforming, as you saw, over the recent term, and are expected to continue to do so as we have these very impressive trend-following moves. But if you are interested in these portfolios, the Swinger DT up 75% in the last 20 days, and actually up, look at the Delta B up 17.58% over the last 3 days alone. Swinger DT up 15% over the last 3 days. Of course, the day traders always are right up there, outperforming. Here's the numbers we have today. Matt Black up 10%. As mentioned, the MAP DT version 4.0 up 15%. 10% for our dual day traders. And the MAP DT up 10%. The Delta B up 10%. Swinger DT up 8.5%. Kind of a choppy day yesterday. A couple gains, mostly slightly on the downside, but Monday was another very impressive day. Black up 7% in a single session. MAP DT, of course, always on the leaderboard, up 12.33%. That's the original MAP DT, a very aggressive portfolio. But if you're interested in subscribing to any of the aforementioned portfolios, the Delta B, of course, is under Deltas. Just go to the website, click Deltas, and you'll scroll all the way to the bottom. Actually, we can just do that for you. Scroll all the way to the bottom, and one of the first ones is the Delta B, and you can subscribe to that. Or if you're interested in any Swinger DT, you're actually going to save 20% on these portfolios. Any of the Swinger DT versions, just go to Swinger DT. Again, go all the way to the bottom, and look at that, only $1,500 for 3 months for the Swinger DT. $1,500 for 3 months for the Swinger DT. And actually, the dual day trader ES20 should be under the dual day trader. And there she is right there, dual day trader ES20. So you can go ahead and just add those to your cart and enter this promo code. We'll just empty this entire cart, and we'll go back, and we'll add that to your cart and enter promo code. Guess this? Promo. There you go right there. And you can save 20%, essentially getting a whole unit free, saving $400 on the dual day trader ES20. And as you can see, the numbers are staggering when it comes to the price of these portfolios. $1,600 for 4 units of the dual day trader ES20, which is simply 4 times over the last 80 days, $42,000. So that's essentially about a quarter, 80 days. So if you're interested, just go ahead and add any of those to cart. There's the Delta B, add that to cart. Swinger DT, add that to cart, and you're saving $1,000 on all these portfolios. Again, the promo code is PROMO. And if you have any questions, go to the website, chat with Support Team Live, or shoot us an email to admin@MiniAnalyst.com, and we will see you next time.